What is it, girl? Okay, let's go tell her right now. Mom, can you vote for a pet-safe dog park?
Well, sure I can. How do I vote? Thanks, Penny. I'll vote right now.
Hey, what's all the ruckus?
Penny wants a dog park, and we can give her one. You can vote every day, twice a day, on the PetSafe website and the PetSafe Facebook page.
Hand me that thingamajig and I'll vote now too. Woo doggy.
Hello, and welcome to another segment of Smoke Signals. I'm your host for today's show, Lieutenant Chris Taylor from the LaGrange Fire Department. We have a great show lineup today, and we have two guests that's going to be on the show. So sit back and relax, because you're about to watch Smoke Signals. Today we have with us a very special guest on the show, Miss Jessica McFaddin with the Central Midwest Georgia chapter of the American Red Cross. Hello, Jessica, and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to have you here with us here on Smoke Signals, and you've been on here a number of times, and we just appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today to talk about some very important information. But before we get into our topics for today, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and your involvement with the American Red Cross?
Yeah, well, I've been with the American Red Cross for 2.5 years. I'm the disaster program manager for the local chapter here, which covers Troup County. We cover 20 counties, which is a population of about 1 million people.
Wow.
So my job is really just to manage all the disaster services within the area, disaster response, preparedness, and recovery programs.
Okay, good. So first thing I just want to get right into is emergency preparedness. We can't talk about that enough. So if you could just kind of talk about, for our local viewing audience, what we need to do to prepare ourselves for, you know, any type of disaster.
We teach to get a kit, make a plan, and be informed. So you always want to make sure you have a disaster kit readily available at your home. Make sure you have enough food and water to last you for at least 3 days. You want to just practice with your family. You know, if you just practice drills at least twice a year. Be informed of what's going on. Always watch the weather, local news of any severe weather coming through. We do have several Red Cross apps that are available.
Okay.
I actually have a tornado app on my phone that just alerts you when anything is coming through the area.
Right.
Just to give you some extra time to be prepared with your family. So.
And it's funny you mentioned apps, because I have an app that I downloaded, and it's a first aid app that the American Red Cross has too, because that's very important. You know, you never know when you might be around someone who needs just some basic first aid services, and if you got that app, it has all the information there for you. Now, with that, we talk about emergency preparedness, and emergency preparedness comes in, it's the umbrella of all types of disasters. But let's talk about fires. Let's talk about home fires in general, because that's one of the things that we have a great partnership with you all on. So kind of talk a little bit about preparedness where fires are concerned.
Sure. Well, every day in our chapter area, someone loses their home to a house fire, and Red Cross is called on for families that are displaced. We provide several different types of assistance for the family.
Right.
The top 3 items would be shelter, food, and clothing. So we have local volunteers that will come out and respond. Typically, we're notified by the fire department or 911 center, or it might be the client just calling our Red Cross office themselves, just asking for assistance.
Right.
So, besides the shelter, food, and clothing, we have mental health counselors, we have health service workers. So if someone might be in need of medication that they lost during the fire, we can help with that.
Okay.
If we've had a fatality, we have mental health counselors. We can help with funeral expenses.
Okay.
We also do rental assistance. So there's a lot of different things that Red Cross can provide that people don't know about.
Wow,
so.
and that's that's awesome because I didn't know that y'all provide assistance in funeral services. That's
Yeah.
totally different, and I'm quite sure there's a lot of people who definitely would need some assistance, in the death of a loved one. So that's good information to know. Tornadoes. Now we know thunderstorms
Yep.
produces a lot of things. Tornadoes is one of them. Kind of talk about what we need to do and what awareness we need to be familiar with as it relates to severe thunderstorms and tornadoes.
Well, we talked about the apps, just and always, watching the weather, making sure you're aware of what's going on and what weather might be coming through the area. You want to make sure that you know your community's warning system also, and we have a code red system in Troup County that
Yes.
folks can sign up for, so
Yes.
that's another option. You want to pick a safe room in your home. If you don't have a basement, just choose a room that's an interior room with no windows. Practice moving or practice that with your family at least twice a year,
Right.
making sure you have a plan in place with your family ahead of time.
Yeah, and when you mentioned about the different options that you have, one thing that stands out to me is having a NOAA weather radio, because that's very important. And the code red system, there is no cost.
Right.
So you can actually get text to your phone, and I believe you can also be emailed
Right.
if necessary.
I'm
So-
actually signed up for it, so I
Yeah.
get phone and email alerts.
Yeah, so that's a great resource to have, and our viewing audience need to take precaution when severe weather is in our area, and utilize those apps and resources that are available.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about some summer safety tips. So
Yeah.
summertime is here, and but there's some things that we want our community and the general public to know how to protect themselves during the summer. So let's talk about heat safety. What are some ways that people can beat the heat this summer?
Sure. Well, the main thing is really just to stay hydrated, drink plenty of fluids during the summer.
Right.
You always want to just stay indoors, avoid any strenuous exercise during the hottest part of the day. Never leave children or pets in vehicles. Temperatures can get above 100 degrees
Exactly.
pretty quick.
Right.
So, and also just check on animals frequently. If they're outside, just make sure they're in shade and have plenty of water.
Okay, all right, that's some great information there. What about water safety? You got a lot of people that's going to be traveling, they're going
Yeah.
swimming, or going to be out the ocean or whatever. So what are some tips that people can stay safe around water this summer?
Yeah. The top priority would be just to make sure that everybody in your family does know how to swim. If they don't, Red Cross does offer some swimming lessons that are age appropriate.
All right.
Just check water and weather conditions before you head out.
Okay.
Another tip would be just to never leave children unattended near water. If they can't swim, make sure they have a life jacket on. You also want to, if you're in a public swimming area, just make sure you're swimming in an area that's designated with a lifeguard.
Okay.
And you could always use a buddy system, just never swim alone.
Now, there's an upcoming event, and we want to talk about that, the boot drive that was coming up in July. So if you kind of tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. It's the boot drive we have going on with LaGrange Fire Department.
Okay.
It happens every year, and it's going to be held July 16th through 18th at your local Kroger and Walmart.
Okay.
It's going to be between the hours of 12 and 6.
Right.
Any donations that are accepted are to benefit Red Cross. So
Okay.
we do definitely appreciate what LaGrange Fire is doing for us.
Right, and we're great to, we're very thankful to have the partnership that we do with the American Red Cross, and we look forward to participating in that event. And we want our general public to come out and be supportive of our local Red Cross, because you just never know when someone's going to need your services.
Yeah.
All right, well, we want to thank Miss Jessica for being on the show, and we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have more here on Smoke Signals.
We voted!
I voted.
I voted.
My mommy voted.
I voted! I voted! I voted!
I voted. My daddy voted.
We voted! I voted!
Have you voted?
I'm Lise Redgill with the City of LaGrange, asking you to please vote for Bart for Your Park. You can vote twice a day,
once at petsafe.net and once on Facebook. And please tell everybody you know, friends and family, to vote too.
Please vote!
You can vote too.
I voted.
Hello, I'm Lieutenant Chris Taylor of the LaGrange Fire Department. During the summer season, there are a few safety tips to remember. If you're going to be using fireworks, make sure they're legal in your area. Keep a bucket of water handy and supervise children using fireworks. So remember these safety tips and don't allow a spark to ruin your summer fun. This message is brought to you by the LaGrange Fire Department. Have a safe summer. Welcome back. We'd like to welcome our next guest on the show, Miss Inetha Hatten, West Georgia Star. Miss Hatten.
Hey.
Glad to have you on the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Now, you have a wealth of information you'd like to share with us today. So before we get into that, tell us a little bit about yourself and your involvement with West Georgia Star.
Okay, well, I am one of the newest team members at West Georgia Star, as well as LaGrange Housing Authority, because we are their subsidiary. I started back in March, late February, and I came on as the community liaison aide.
Okay, and I'm quite sure you stay on your toes in that position.
Oh, I do, and I love it.
Sounds good. Now, if you could, just tell us a little brief overview of West Georgia Star.
Well, West Georgia Star is, like I said, the subsidiary of LaGrange Housing Authority. We work with the residents, and our mission is mainly just to decentralize poverty and to help them reach self-sufficiency. Okay. So some of the stigma about the people that live there, we hope that we can enhance their lives, that they can go out into community and become productive citizens like everyone else.
That sounds good, because that motivation and empowerment is very, very important, especially in our community. And we just want to, take our hats off to West Georgia Star for taking the initiative to do those things that helps promote a positive change in our community.
Thank you.
Now, West Georgia Star, when did it first start?
West Georgia Star was established in October of 2013. Okay. However, we really didn't get off the ground running until last year.
Okay.
And now we're in full swing. So we're like a lotus flower. We just blossom.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Now, what programs are offered to the community?
We have an array of programs. We have a great educational after-school program that I would compare with any program here in LaGrange. It's that good. We have a food commodity program, a financial management program. We have a teen leadership program under that educational umbrella. We have health services, health management. We have social awareness, social and cultural awareness. If you need to know something about the community or something that you're not familiar with, we can do that as well.
Okay, now you mentioned a lot of great services there. The educational service, kind of talk a little bit about that.
We have a great after-school program that for the summer program we've allowed the community to come in. Usually it's just limited to those who live in the housing authority. But we open it up for the community and it's been grand. And with that we offer tutoring, we have the curriculum of each school that each student in our program is. Okay. So if that student go to Hollis Hand, we have that curriculum. And what we do, we have certified teachers that keep them on board. So when they get off the bus from school, they come into the program, we make sure that their homework is done, that they eat a nourishing meal, and we send them back home so then the next morning they're prepared for any educational needs they have.
And what is that age group that you all provide those
services?
It
is from pre-K all the way up to graduates.
Okay, sounds good. So that's sound like a great program.
It is.
And it gets the kids involved, get them to kind of interact and to help them with some deficiencies they may have.
Right.
maybe not so much on a one-on-one basis, but in a small group setting.
Right. But we work with them one-on-one and in a group setting.
Okay.
So we make sure that our children can compete with any children in the neighborhood. We don't want that stigma. So our children can compete.
Good.
We're making sure that they get there.
Good. Sounds good. All right. Now, what are some community partnerships do you all have?
Some community partnerships that we have is like Camp Academia. Okay. We're going to partner with them. We have a great garden, and so we're partnered with Mrs. Simpson. We have a garden over there. We partnered with LaGrange Library.
Okay.
We have partnered with the recreational departments here. We partner with the museum as well, the art museum.
Okay, sounds good. So with those partnerships, they also understand the importance of the programs and services that you all provide, and being able to have those partnerships mean a lot to not only to the kids but to the parents that are involved, and not to mention that opens the door for other partnerships in the future. So that sounds real good. Y'all have a big event that's coming up, so we definitely want to talk about that, because I know you're excited about it, and you've been a big advocate, and you've been going out and you've been promoting it. So tell us about the car seat exchange event that's coming up in here in July.
Well, the last Saturday of the month in July, July 25th, we are hosting our first annual car seat exchange.
Okay.
And what that is for anyone that needs a new car seat due to the child has outgrown the car seat or damaged the car seat. Okay. We will allow you to come in and exchange your car seat, no questions asked. Just come in and get a free new safety car seat for your child.
Wow, that ought to be awesome, because you hear a lot about car seats in general.
Right.
Resources where people can go and either purchase car seats or take a class to get a car seat, or knowing the proper way of installing the car seat, because I did not realize that, but there are certain procedures that you have to follow to properly install a car seat.
That I know nothing about, but the technicians will.
The technicians definitely do.
Right.
But I did not realize it, because we do have technicians at LaGrange Fire Department, and it is just, you know, overwhelming to know that there are so many. I mean, you just can't take a car seat and just stick it in your car and just go with that. So there's things that you have to do. Now, with this car seat exchange event, I'm quite sure you're going to have some other activities going on and vendors. So kind of tell us about some of the other activities.
Oh, we're going to have face painting. We're going to have a DJ. We're going to have a popcorn machine. We're going to have food, hot dogs for the children. We're going to have the rubber jumping houses. And then we're going to have people from different organizations that come in and give us wellness tips. Like people from the health department. They will come in and give us some wellness tips. We'll have people that come in from maybe Darkness to Light to just tell us what that agency is about. We'll have people from LaGrange Fire Department to come in with one of the fire trucks and allow the children to see that and know how it's utilized. We will also have the police department there. And we'll allow our children to sit in the front of the car to see how that operates, not only just in the back. So they'll get to see both sides of it. So it should be a fun day.
Right, and you know, with that being said, you're talking about the agencies that'll be there for this event. Now, this is going to be a huge event.
Yes, I hope so.
And you know, when we talked about the car seats in general, we want people to come out to have fun. It's not just about car seats, but it's a community event. We want people to come out, have fun, enjoy themselves, and learn as much as you can while you're there, because this is an educational opportunity. And you're going to have other vendors there. It's going to be, like you mentioned about Darkness to Light. I had an opportunity to attend one of their classes. A great organization, a great class. You know, we just want to make sure that everybody just take heed to it, because it's July the 25th. Will be here before we know it.
That's right.
And we just want to make sure that we show our support for West Georgia Star, and definitely come out and be a part of this community event. Now, what is the time the event's going to be?
The time will be from 10 a.m. to 2.
Okay.
So you have 4 hours of great a great opportunity to learn and to have fun.
Okay.
And to come out if your blood pressure needs checking, we're going to have someone to do that.
Okay.
So just come out and support us for our first annual car seat exchange.
All right, and I'm quite sure that there was a lot of planning that was put into this, and you know, a lot of heads had to come together.
That's true.
To pull this together. Now, on the car seats, who's the vendor? You have a vendor for your car seats?
Right. We have two retired firefighters from the Atlanta area, Mr. William Hutchison, and one of our very own Gary Askew. Gary was, he is a graduate of Troop High School, one of my classmates, so they're coming down with some of their technicians to make sure that the car seats are put in properly.
Sounds good. Well, we're looking forward to that event, and we want to take this time to thank you once again out of your busy schedule to come out and be a part of our show, and we look forward to the event on July 25th.
Thank you.
All right, when we come back, we're going to take another quick break, and we'll see you then.
I voted. I voted. My dad voted. I voted. Our mama voted.
I voted.
Have you voted?
I'm Jim Thornton, Mayor of LaGrange, and I'd like to encourage you to vote for the Pet Safe Dog Park Grant. You can vote twice a day, once at petsafe.net and once on PetSafe's Facebook page. Let's win this, LaGrange.
Please vote.
I voted.
Have you voted?
I voted.
Welcome back. We'd like to take this time to thank both our guests that was on the show today, and we hope that you enjoyed the information that was discussed during this segment of Smoke Signals. But as we close, we want to remind you about fireworks safety during the holiday and special events. Make sure that if you're using fireworks, that you have water or a fire extinguisher close by, and always make sure that you don't allow children to use fireworks without the supervision of adults. But the most important thing is the best way to view fireworks is to go to a public fireworks display, because that is the best way to be safe. Until next time, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching another segment of Smoke Signals. Take care.
What is it, girl? You want Mom to vote for a pet-safe dog park? Okay, let's go tell her right now. Mom, can you vote for a pet-safe dog park?
Well, sure I can. How do I vote? Thanks, Penny. That's easy. I just go to www.petsafe.net and vote for LaGrange, Georgia in the Bark for Your Park contest. And I can vote every day on Facebook, too. I'll vote right now.
Hey, what's all the ruckus?
Penny wants a dog park, and we can give her one. You can vote every day, twice a day, on the PetSafe website and the PetSafe Facebook page.
Hand me that thingamajig and I'll vote now too. Woo-hoo, doggy.
We voted. I voted. I voted. I voted.
I voted.
We voted. Woo!
Hey, I'm Barbie Watts with Downtown LaGrange Development Authority, encouraging you to cast a vote and help us win a $100,000 grant for LaGrange's Dog Park. You can cast 2 votes a day, at petsafe.com or the Facebook page for PetSafe. Let's win this thing.
I voted.
I voted.
I voted.
We voted.
Yay, I voted!
Hello, I'm Lieutenant Chris Taylor of LaGrange Fire Department. During the summer season, there are some safety tips to remember. After a thunderstorm, there may be power outages, down power lines, or trees. Be sure to stay a safe distance away from power lines and watch out for fallen trees. This message is brought to you by the LaGrange Fire Department. Have a safe summer.